The Bad Batch Season 2 finale ended on a major cliffhanger, with the reveal that Doctor Emerie Karr was Omega's sister. Karr was a member of the Advanced Science Division and worked as a scientist with Doctor Royce Hemlock on Mount Tantiss. Even though I thought the reveal was a weird way to end their season, it does leave a lot to be questioned going into next season. Even though a third season is yet to be announced, I assume it will be at some point during Star Wars Celebration this weekend. So for the point of this video, we'll just assume that there will be a follow-up. The fact that this scientist is a clone and related to Omega brings in another very interesting storyline for the new season that will give us something to focus on and learn about when we shift over from the Bad Batch's storyline to Omega and the Empire. Throughout both seasons of the show, Omega has been a prized possession of all parties, but for very different reasons. The Bad Batch, of course, took her aboard since she was different as well, and she's since become part of their unique little family. Over the course of these 2 seasons, they've all grown very tight, so it makes sense that they would care about her and her safety, leading to them searching for her next season. In the first season, the Kaminoans were searching for Omega and hiring bounty hunters to find her, because other than Boba Fett, she is the only other unaltered clone of Jango Fett, which they could have used to continue making clones, before the Empire shut down their operations and destroyed Topoka City. Now the Empire wants her as a means to motivate Nala Se to continue working for them. But with the reveal that the scientist is a clone as well, it would make sense for Omega to have an even bigger role than that when we return to Mount Tantiss next season. Karr will likely act as a comforting sister-like figure, contrasting the soldiers of the Bad Batch, who she spent the past year with, and I think this distinction could make for a very interesting relationship in the next season. The Bad Batch, for the most part, are all very physical. They're soldiers, and that's the only life they've ever known. Tech is a little more technical, whereas Wrecker relies on brute force, but they all still have the same purpose, even though it did seem like they were ready to settle down and leave that life behind. Kara, on the other hand, from the little we've seen of her, is more data-driven, pursuing knowledge rather than combat. Throughout the second season, we saw Omega become more competent in the battlefield, as she saw more and more action. When the season began, we saw little of Omega being taught by Tech, using the datapad, but that still had much to do with military tactics and technology. Spending time with Karr next season could rub off on Omega and develop her in a more intellectual manner. Although I don't think it will drastically change Omega's character, it does make me interested in what we could see from her and this relationship next season. Even though I was initially caught off by the reveal, going through it here made me much more excited to see what comes out of it if it's explored next season. Let me know what you thought of this reveal in the comments below. Remember to like the video, and subscribe for more coverage of the Bad Batch. As always, thank you all for watching, and remember, the Force will be with you, always.